Has been a busy weekend, and of course, most of the team pick up a win, and of course, others were unable to. We saw on Saturday, whereby Chelsea drew with Burnley 1-1 after, of course, a dramatic end, and points were shared, and of course, the goal was only scored by Joao Pedro in the fourth minute, and then. Burnley had to equalize. Mistakes, of course, we've noticed back whereby the mistakes we pointed at Cole Palmer, and of course that defender. So Chelsea itself, currently they are in the position fourth at the moment, because remember Aston Villa also shared a point there, 1-1, and it was also a dramatic game. So if you look at this week actually game, it has been full of draws and also a dramatic end. We saw against Crystal Palace against Wolves, also whereby the game ended 1-0, and Liverpool game as well. So all the games people are scoring at the added minutes, making things just interesting for the week. City also pick up a win against Newcastle. The match ended 2-1, and of course we say that it was a good display by Erling Haaland, of course helping City to pile pressure on Arsenal over Saturday. And of course there are many that happened. Liverpool picking up a win against also Nottingham Forest at the added minutes, 97th, just a goal by Marca Alistair. This hope Liverpool to leapfrog to actually the fourth position. So you are seeing that there are pressures coming up on other teams. Chelsea and Manchester United for position. Liverpool has picked up themselves 3 points, and it's going to be a tough one when people are now fighting for the Champions League spot. Remember, Aston Villa also is not giving up. Chelsea wants the same. Manchester United also want the same positions, and other teams that are also coming up. So let's look at this team that transpired over the weekend, and it was a London derby. That's Tottenham Hotspur versus Arsenal. Really, Arsenal impressed over the weekend, and Super Sunday was a day for the Gunners. They hammer Tottenham Hotspur 4-1, and of course the goal scored by Izzy Eberechi, the former Crystal Palace, of course, a forward. Also, Register actually opened the score for the Gunners, of course, in a 32 minutes. And of course, you see that Kolo Manui pull up one for the Tottenham before the half time. So it was 1-1 at the half time. But of course, in second half, Victor Gyökeres, the solo as a former Sporting Lisbon striker, also pull up already out there one goal to make 2-1 for Arsenal. But of course, as the day go on, Easy added to make 3-1 on the 61st minutes for the Gunners, and of course Victor Gyökeres had to double at the added minutes at 94th minute to make sure the Ghana just win comfortably 4-1, and this really kept Arsenal on top of the league with 5 points clear, the second leader. And of course now this makes Tottenham Hotspur to remain on the 16th position. There already is a danger zone, just a few steps back to the relegation zone. We know that 3 teams are always eliminated from Premier League. That Tottenham, after even signing new coach, of course, we thought this first new coach, of course, would make impression. The first London derby would maybe pick up a draw, but things did not go as expected, and of course, they ended up just being defeated. Remember the sack of their coach a few weeks ago, and the new one. But of course, we pray that Tottenham Hotspur get back to the winning way, and of course avoid them being relegated from this Premier League this very season. But if you also to look at the percentage, actually Arsenal was on the lead with 60%, and of course Tottenham with 40%. And if you're to look at the passes itself, Arsenal was leading with 450 passes, and Tottenham with 310. And also we look at the shot itself. Tottenham also made 6 shots and 20 for Arsenal, which was quite good for Arsenal, showing that Arsenal dominated the game. And of course, if you also to look at the shot on target, Arsenal had 6, Tottenham Hotspur had 5 on target, but were saved by their only David Raya. And of course, you see that this kept Arsenal. Should they continue with this momentum, with this spirit, winning spirit, the title actually belongs to Arsenal. They should not relax. They should not give. They should not be conceding goals. They should avoid conceding goals, because people care. You can easily level points with Tottenham, with Manchester City, and at the end, because of the goal difference, actually City takes up the trophy. The game, of course, we say the trophy is still open. Just we City with a game in hand, which actually going to be played soon, and of course we see what could be the results today. Then as Manchester United will also be playing today, we shall see what will transpire there. Then Barcelona versus Levante. Remember over the weekend, also on Saturday, Real Madrid actually was defeated by Osasuna 2-1, and which he has also created that leaps. Remember, Real Madrid was topping the table of La Liga, and right now Barcelona sit comfortably on top of the league, whereby they defeated Levante 3-0 in yesterday game, and the goal scored by De Jong, Barina at 4th minute, and Lopez at 81 minutes. So you find that there were a lot of things that are happening, and with Barcelona having a 40, I can say that 10 shot on target, and Levante had only 2. And of course, a whole shot for Barcelona was 22, and shots for Levante were only 5. Now, you look at the possession, Barcelona had 74 possession, and compared to the Levante, who had only 26. Then the passes itself, this Barcelona dominated this game with 738 passes, and Levante only had 263, which actually made them just lose this game, meaning that Barcelona dominated truly this very game. And of course, right now Barcelona leads that, followed by, of course, Real Madrid, and others follow, like Atletico, Villarreal are struggling over the week. Then the last game, of course, that we looked at, of course, today is AS Roma versus Criminals. This is the game that I expected many goals, but of course the games ended 3-0 as well in favor of AS Roma. They humiliated Criminals 3-0, and the goal was actually scored by Christines at the 59th minute, and of course we got also Ndika and Precious at 86 minutes. You look at their shot, of course the general shot for AS Roma was 20, and 3 for Criminals, meaning that really AS Roma took the possessions in this game, and 5 shots on target, with the Criminals not registering any single shot on target. So this actually means that AS Roma dominated pure this game. Then the possession itself, of course, ball possessions 55. Of course, the possession, the general possessions, who controlled this was 55, and of course, for Criminals was 45, and of course, the passes that the AS Roma display was 492, and of course, for the Criminals were 350, actually 8. So you see that AS Roma took a comfortable lead in this game and making it very, very, very impressive for them. And I know that AS Roma does not easily lose games at home compared to other teams. We were just a little bit disappointed. It's AC Milan who actually got beaten at home 1-0 by Parma. And of course, many people expected AC Milan to win this game, but of course, the game ended that way. We said soccer is soccer, anything can happen, and of course, they conceded. They were beaten at their own home. And of course, also Atalanta versus Napoli was a tough game, but of course, it was obvious that you look at the players of Atalanta. Atalanta is the team that normally don't lose just like that. You see the players keep pushing. They also won that match 2-0, the bet, and Napoli 2-1. After, of course, Napoli first taking a lead in first half. So Atalanta just pull up themselves in second half, having them scored their goals, of course, two of them in second half, and that one was very, very good for Atalanta. There are teams that you see that even when they're down to nil, they keep piling pressure, they keep pushing up so that they get out with some actually point. Then also looking at Feyenoord also bet, of course, Telstar 2-1. Of course, I told you the Netherlands teams are always good at scoring goals, and of course that one also happened there. They won 2-1. And then FC Porto, things did not go actually. We expected many goals, but to our surprise, we saw on the match ending 1-0 there for that team. That's why I said Premier League is always very interesting. The team that are now on top is Sporting CP, FC Porto, and also Benfica. They are moving toes to toes to make sure that this title belongs between one of the two. And of course, you see they qualify also for Champions League. Yeah, but of course, we also witnessed that over the midweek, of course, in Champions League, whereby Real Madrid bet Benfica also won. The games are still ongoing, and of course, there are many dramas coming up with other teams. Bournemouth that we expected. The game ended 0-0. There were no scores there. It was a tough game for the week, and we believe that things will change for some of the teams. People are fearing for the relegations, and of course, all in all, we said that winners never quit, and we continue giving you the full package of the week run. And of course, for today, we wish you all guys the best, and we wait and see what will transpire from Manchester United game. And of course, we got other teams that are going to play today. We shall take, of course, give our take on them, and probably to those who actually participated yesterday, don't forget that you need our ready screenshot, and of course, you must text me, inbox me with your actually the screenshot of your also post as evidence, so that we can have a chat on one-on-one on that, so that you can receive whatever you deserve for this week. I wish you guys the best.